What is the power of anger in our life? The power of emotions that are negative in our life, or at least perceived to be. My name's Tarab. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day. In today's subject, we will talk about dissecting the human condition in terms of our deeper, darker, eviler side. I have been known to have a temper. I have been known to be very intense at times in life. And for better or worse, has gotten to me where I am now. When it comes to anger, when it comes to being upset, I've found that most of the time when I'm upset because I feel helpless. I'm upset because I'm overwhelmed, or I'm upset because I'm not doing the things that I should be doing. Essentially, procrastination. I think a lot of us spend a lot of time trying to point fingers at the other thing. And the reality is, in order to heal from these situations, in order to actually get the most out of them, sure, it's important to know who triggered this, what situations arose, how we can avoid those situations in the future. But really, all of the solutions boil down to a change in our habits, a change in the way that we perceive the world, either in the moment or in the long term. And so anger and intensity and depression in my life have been some of the largest teachers of emotional intelligence for me. And part of the reason that I believe that I have the background in order to educate any particular person on emotional intelligence is because I've gone through a lot of these phases in my life, a lot of these moments in my life. And I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure you've gone through your fair share of bullshit too. And I'm sure that you know that every time you've gone through that bullshit, you've learned something about yourself. I don't think we should discredit the darker underbellies of our days. I think if every day is a lifetime, you should spend some part of that lifetime being in a negative emotional state. Why? Because then we have the whole stretch, the whole gamut. I made a video a long time ago about contrast. Long time is subjective, but the importance of contrast is that it shows everything that is in between by virtue of experiencing the edges. So when it comes to, for instance, our emotional development, if we want to understand the breadth of the person that we are, in order to start exploring certain depths, I believe we need to experience the range of emotions that most humans would experience, or at least are experienced in humanity, but in our own perspective of it, our own universe of it. And this is where I think a lot of people fall short in life, is that we don't spend the time to put ourselves in those situations that might have the outcome of us being in a negative state of mind. Said in another way, we run away from life. Do the hard things. And I'm telling you this to tell myself this, because obviously these videos come from someplace, and whenever I'm particularly emotional, I figure, why not give a journal entry to the universe? Why not give someone something to latch onto, to learn from, hopefully, or laugh at, whatever it is. The importance of putting ourselves into difficult situations that we're necessarily going to have to reassess our perspective, reassess our trajectory, is that it will give us the breadth of emotions that come with a well-lived life. In Khalil Gibran's book that I've been creating these video vlogs on, some of them I just wanted to go through. Chapters are really beautiful. He talks about a lute. He talks about how the depth of our happiness is like a lute. You have to carve the damn thing out of wood, and you have to carve it and carve it. That's back in the day, but essentially you have to create the holder of your emotions. And to create that holder and to make it larger I believe we need to go through some shit in life. Like, really. Some, like, negative shit in life. Or at least what's perceived to be negative. In the sense that we don't want to always be there. Negativity in human nature tends to warrant more attention. Really. And when we're paying attention, we want to know why. We want to know what the hell is this stimulus or this state of mind that's making me so attentive. I want to just chill. I want to graze, you know? And that to me only comes from these negative emotions and the opposite a lot of the time, a flow state, where we're almost euphorically happy, euphorically satisfied. If that's a good combination of words. But it creeps up on me sometimes. It really does. And I wonder to myself, how in the fuck did you end up like this? Like, what happened? What happened over the course of the day that got you to feel this way? And oftentimes, it's really not giving myself a break or not checking in with myself, really personally, that allows me to get away from myself in a sense, to lose the control over my actions and my words, to assume, at least subconsciously, in a stretch of hours, that I can go through the motions of acting the way that I'm supposed to act. Robert Greene wrote this in Laws of Human Nature, where he said that we need to let our inner darkness out in spurts over the course of the day, ideally, and definitely over the course of our lives. And the reason he said this is because if we don't let it out, if we don't let that pressure valve loose, then we'll end up manifesting some true evil inside of ourselves. Truly things that we could never imagine we would do. So a part of me is thankful that these things do arise fairly regularly for myself, because I'm someone that has purposefully created a life in which I will be stressed out in order to grow as a person, in order to grow as a brand, as whatever it is. I have purposefully gone on this road because I believe I can put up with the difficulties of it. And in putting up with the difficulties, hopefully understand life more and eventually have something worth giving back. Or maybe along the process, give it back. Plant the trees. But it's a delicate balance of trying to let this anger out, of really trying to let these negative emotions in general out. Because if the people around you are not aware, not as emotionally aware as you are, or at least attempting to understand where you are emotionally, or vice versa, I mean, if you're those people for other people, if you're the one experiencing the anger and not knowing where it's coming from, I think we need to give each other a break. Not to excuse it. Never excuse someone treating you poorly. But to realize that it's a part of living perhaps a productive life, perhaps a well-rounded life, I don't know. That we're not going to be perfect all the time. And that perfection is really not what we're looking for either. Because at the end of the day, the novelty of moments like this, of those upset moments, those angry moments, those, I suppose, highly emotionally charged moments, those are the moments that make up life. Those are like the contextualizers of everything else. Hopefully this gave you something to think about. If it did, check out this video right here. Not sure what it's going to be on, but I'm sure it's going to be very, very similar topic of when particular moments in life when we're feeling not all that in control of ourselves necessarily. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.